Yeah, I'm just simply here trying to figure out what the heck a hype train is. Does anybody know what a hype train is?
No. A hype train is when you bloviate on a train.
Oh, I thought that was just you, though. I don't think that's
Who's V8?
V8? What? V8?
You said you blow V8 on a train.
Oh,
you bloviate. You blow a V8.
Oh boy.
My God.
What a way to start. What a way to start.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. No, so on Twitch, there's a thing about hype trains, and we had a hype train at 94%. Our hype train just started. I mean, these are posts actually from our last stream, so 7 days ago. But I'm just catching up. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what it means. But anyway, hey, Zachy. Hey, Magria Spirit Cat. Hey, Lala. Hey, Angela Lion. I'm trying to see if I'm catching Mama Twee. Hey, Jude. Did you just sing, Britt? Did you just sing? Wow.
And I said June, not Jude.
Okay, well, you're close enough. A for effort there. Let's jumping over to Facebook. Hey, Celine. Who else is here? Mickey or Mikey? I think it's Mickey. Lori, Dana, Kathy, Dana again. Hey, everybody. Good to see you there. And what do we have going on YouTube? This is the problem. Switching all over the place to try to say hi to people. Hello, sweet Amy. Hello, Marianne. Hey, Marianne, I haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you again.
Marianne, how'd she get off the island?
well, Ginger and her put this plan together, and Ginger and she put this plan together, and it worked. Actually, Marianne,
did you just correct your own? Did you just correct your own?
I did. I realized I was wrong. But Marianne,
I wouldn't have known the difference.
Marianne Dawn Wells, I think was her actress's name, died recently.
Did she really?
That was very sad. Yeah.
Man, I had such a crush on her.
Oh, didn't we all? The country girl, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the starlet. It was the country girl.
Ginger didn't really do it for me. Rebecca, did Ginger or Marianne do it for you? Which one? Or was it the skipper? The professor.
I thought Ginger was beautiful. You know, you're a young girl. You're looking up. I also thought Daisy Duke was the bomb, though. Okay, I emulated her. I had all of her outfits.
Oh wow,
that was the thing. But I was little. You know, you're looking at these 70s beauties, and you want to be one of them.
Yeah,
stuck on a deserted island.
Yeah, but then Ginger, Tina Louise was the actress's name, didn't sign up for the reunion. Remember that? And there was a big scandal about it in the 80s.
No,
everybody's looking at me with blank stares. Apparently, I was a little more into Gilligan's Island than the rest of you, but that's okay. That's all right. I spent a lot of time homesick from school watching stuff like that. It was my way of not having to go to school. Yeah,
I watched the Brady Bunch.
I watched that too a lot. Speaking of the Brady Bunch, we are going to get Cindy Brady in one of our investigations. Susan Olsen.
You have to.
Oh, we're definitely going to do
Olsen.
it. Yep, we are definitely going to do that.
I'm not going to be starstruck.
Yeah, and then
that was the middle one.
Yeah, no, Marsha was the old one.
I'm not going to start lisping either. I'm not going to start doing that.
I think she still lisps, if I remember correctly. I have met her a couple times.
I wanted a lisp. I wanted to be her.
Because she was so cute. She was this little girl. She was cute. And we all had
wanted to be Daisy Duke.
Little crushes.
I did. But I also wanted to be Cindy Brady. I mean, come on. I could be any of those in that
show. How about Jeannie? How about Barbara Eden? Do you want to be her?
Nope. No, I did not.
I wanted to have a genie of my own. I had a lot of.
I did want a genie of my own, but not for that.
I did dream of Jeannie. I'll tell you that much.
We
really did.
We don't need to go there right now.
Oh boy.
So as you can tell, we're kind of vamping here. Yeah, welcome everybody. Great to have you all along. We're just letting people file in here. We're going to do a couple things tonight. First of all, we're just going to revisit what we've got coming up. We've got a great couple of investigations coming up, back to back almost, and a gallery reading / presentation. And that's all happening in the next couple weeks. And then we're going to spend a little time going over some of these Paranormal Reality TV morning questions that we've posted, because some of the answers that people give are just really insightful. And some of them are controversial, and I think it'd be fun to talk about both. So we'll spend a little time talking about a few of those as well. So first off, let's talk about subscribing, because as you know, we ask those that can to help us out by subscribing to one of our channels. We've got a couple of places you can subscribe right now. We may be whittling that down to one place if we have to. We're finding out a lot about this social media stuff, and it's making us very educated about making some of these decisions. So, but we'll give you
irritated.
And irritated, that's right. But we'll give you fair warning on that stuff. But either way, you can subscribe on Facebook and or Twitch. Those are the two places that offer paid subscriptions. It's not a lot of money. It may be a lot for some, and that's fine. But if you can help us out, it helps cover our costs when we get out on the road. These weekend investigations are not cheap. We have to pay for the facility, the location generally. We have to pay for our travel and pay for our overnight and all that stuff. So we ask... we
just had a budget meeting this morning, and let me tell you, JV was not very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
he was squeezing his purse, his little purse, the little things that lock shut, his little pouch he puts his shillings in, and he was just like, it's empty. It's got room in here. It's empty. We got to fill this back up.
Yeah. Shillings. Yeah. That's what I do. My shillings. If it was around
his necklace.
If it was around Christmas time, you could call me Ebenezer, but it's not right now, so you can't. Yeah, you can say shillings. But anyway, yeah, if you subscribe, that helps us out a lot. If you can't do that, that's fine. There's also other ways you can support us. On Facebook, there's a thing called stars. It's kind of like just tipping. And each 1 star is 1 penny. If you want to throw 15 cents at us, throw 15 stars at us. That's cool, too. And then on YouTube, you can do that same thing using Super Chats. So thank you to everybody who's done that so far.
The first person that can bounce a 50-cent piece off of JV's forehead, you're a fan for life.
Did you ever play quarters? Did you guys play quarters like in college?
I rocked at quarters.
Oh yeah? You didn't, Rebecca?
Oh, I was deadly with quarters.
Wow.
I got so many people drunk. I was also good at flipping beer caps.
Yeah, I could do that.
Like I could
pretty well
too. If you were running across the room, I could hit you at 15 feet. If you were close enough, I could draw blood. Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to have a little. We'll have to have a little competition.
That was a long time ago, but I'll try.
I was never like that. I didn't do that stuff.
No.
I
was a good little girl.
Quietly.
Party
we just
quietly.
did it in quiet groups,
I love that.
Yeah, we didn't party quietly.
Hey, Mary Grace, welcome. Good to see you. Mary Grace, of course, a subscriber as well. Thank you for being there. One more thing about subscriptions. If you have subscribed on Twitch and you used your Amazon Prime account to do that, you need to remember to reactivate that, reconnect that once a month. Otherwise, it just goes away. Again, if you're using Amazon Prime to subscribe, it costs you nothing to do that. It's a really neat little feature of Twitch because it is owned by Amazon Prime. So that's pretty cool. All right. Rebecca, walk us through what we've got coming up for investigations because you're familiar with these places. Britt and I will be going into them for the first time, but I'm hearing great things, and I know that people are going to be excited.
Okay, so what do we have coming up? We are going to Southern Illinois, and we are going to be doing... so Jerseyville, we are going to be at the Cheney Mansion. Now, this place... I have personally been there. My family has been there. Rob is going to be with us. Rob has also been there with me and many times on his own. But this place is really amazing. And the history of it is one thing. But the ghosts and things, the energies that are still there are actually fun. They are helpful. They are active and they are not of residual energy. So they are knowledgeable of us being there, which makes them very interactive. And the history of that place is just the family that owned it. One of the gentlemen, he was a physician. So there is a physician's quarters there. And it was also, I believe, correct, and Roger and Renee, who run Cheney Mansion, they can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was part of the Underground Railroad because there is a part of the building that you can, in the basement, that you can get into where they used to hide. And it's pretty cool. And then we're going to leave there and we are going to go do our gallery and speaking event at the Bluebell in Pana. And then we're going to investigate at the Pana at the Bluebell, which is a bar, restaurant, and venue, and reportedly haunted, which I have not been to. I've heard a lot about it, but I have not been there. So it'll be a first-time experience for all of us.
I'm just waiting for someone to speak. No, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a great investigation. I love houses, homes, mansions, whatever you want to call them, that have a really cool history to them. That adds to the experience for me a lot.
Yes, you just made me think about it. There is also a garage where someone was reportedly hung, and then there is an old church schoolhouse place that's on the property too that we can investigate all of that.
Awesome.
Does it have air conditioning?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
it does.
It has air conditioning.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Thank God.
Are we sleeping there?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
No, no, I don't believe we're sleeping there. I wouldn't. No. I would not want to. It's too museum-y. It's very museum-ish.
A night at the museum.
Yeah. But it is creepy. It's creepy, but it's
okay.
You feel like you're being watched all the time. You feel like there's something on you all the time. And I don't even know. It's just, there's children there. I had a long conversation with a little girl. She was very active. There are people, like I said, in the basement. The gentleman that on New Year's Eve, he used to set off a cannon at midnight. And
like with a cannonball, or just to make noise?
To make noise for the new year. Mm-hmm. And then he was also a bit of a drinker.
Ooh, a drinker.
Yeah, a bit of a drinker.
We like drunk ghosts. They get a little rowdy.
But fun.
All right.
Yeah, but it's more like a museum.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, a quick shout out to Over the Road Paranormal Ed Janowski saying hello to us. So we're saying hello back.
Hello.
I do want to read a chat message here from a subscriber, Rebecca. I don't know if you're looking at the Twitch chat.
I'm not.
So this is directed to you. Says shout out to Rebecca. I had a reading about 2 months ago. Turned in my notice to employer 20 minutes following the reading, and now I'm working from home for a better company, making more money, and getting so much more respect. Such a blessing you are.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Angela Leon or Lion is the name of the chat.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Angela.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Angela.
Can you give me a better job, Rebecca?
I don't think Rebecca gave her the job. I don't think Rebecca got her the job. I think Rebecca just saw that if she made some moves on her own, she was going to get a better job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But Britt, you could do a step up and you could do like doggy-os.
Doggy-os.
As opposed, if you're new to the program, as opposed to catty-os, which
hey.
Britt,
keep the kitties safe.
Britt has become the godfather of cattios. It's pretty interesting.
Yes, I make a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right now, my air conditioning's out, so I'm sweating, balls right now.
Oh, yeah. Really? What happened?
Yeah.
Is it like?
I don't know. I turn it on. It says, "No, F you. You're gonna sweat today." So I'm sweating. So here we are. I'm in my garage, which is my studio, and the air conditioner doesn't work, so I got to fan myself with something that I could reach. That's cool. That is really cool. More people making money. We like it when people make money.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
So this place, so we're not sleeping in it. It's creepy as hell. It's museum-esque. Are we having any new equipment come along with us? Are we getting anything new?
We are getting
horizon that we know.
We are getting a new computer system. A new server is being built. I'm waiting for the final parts to come in. I've been working on it. This is basically state of the art. Everything is basically the best you can get at this point.
Broadcasting, though, right?
Yeah, it's
the broadcasting.
It's the broadcasting stuff because in our last investigation at the end of Friday night's investigation, we had a meltdown, and I literally think it was a meltdown.
Wow! Literally,
things just got overheated and sadly in the Rhodes Hotel. It was so hot, and the computer I just don't think it can handle it. It wasn't a new computer anyway, so it probably had some wear on it anyway. But the new system shouldn't do that. The new system is going to be ready to go hopefully by the end of the weekend, this weekend. so we can put it through its paces, and it should be very, very robust. And should do.
Will it take more inputs from cameras so we can show the watchers more stuff?
Well, that's an interesting question, because I realized that I have an extra 4-camera input card, and I was just tonight was thinking, I wonder if I can put this one in there too, instead of just the one we have, which is a 4 input. So that would be another 8 cameras. Another 4 cameras.
That would be amazing.
Total of 8.
Another 4 cameras. That'd be amazing to be able to discover more stuff so that people can see more angles. Or at a bare minimum, we have it all recorded so that when we have crazy activity happen, like we had at the roads with all the K2, the weird K2 hit, and the rim pod stuff all jumping over each other and in different. I mean, we had so much out and only some of them turned on, and it would have been nice to be able to have all of the recordings from the downstairs floor recording, so we could, it's all time synced. We could show this is where everybody was at. Explain this crap to me, because right now, when they all go off, in my head I have an answer for that. It's an external something happened. A cop car went by and keyed a radio. Something happened. But when the one in the middle of the room goes off and the rest of them don't, and then the one on the right side of the room goes off and the rest of them don't, and then the one in the center, that I don't have an answer for yet, even to this day, as to what that was all about. I am halfway through the audio, listening to the audio recorders, and there's some interesting stuff on there. So once I get that all done, we'll present that.
Yeah, I'm hoping next week we can do that. I'm scouring the DVR footage as well. It's been slow going, but we're getting there with everything else going on. But Britt, Rebecca, get close to the speaker for a second. I just want to tell you a little secret here.
What's up?
See, Britt keeps saying we're going to add cameras and do all this stuff. He doesn't realize I have to put them all in my car and bring them all over there, and then we got to set them all up. It's more to set up. It's more to do, and Britt's all happy about it. Then he gets on a plane and goes home.
Yes. Well, you realize that this is like whispering into your microphone to someone else's ear. So I'm pretty sure everyone can hear it.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just love. In all fairness, I saw some room in the center console between you and James that you could stack some cameras.
Yeah, okay.
Just saying. So you have room.
Well,
you just need to pack better.
I am going to see if we can get that additional card in this computer. I think we can. I think it'll handle it, and that'll give us another 4 camera inputs. So that'll be pretty cool. So awesome. This system keeps. I just want to mention something. So I noticed in scrolling through Facebook in particular, there's more and more people that are doing live stuff related to paranormal, whether it's investigations or live talk or whatever it happens to be. And good for them. And I'm very, very pleased to see more people engaging in this way. But I will also say this, that any of the live investigations I've seen, as fun as they are to watch, they're not at the technical level of what we're presenting. And I think that's something that everyone on this panel and all the people behind the scenes that work with us on this stuff should get a little bit of a pat on the back, because we're bringing a top-notch production to live streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And I think that's pretty cool, and I think we should all be a little bit proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's like we're watching a real show. Just we get to see all the boring stuff too.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
But I want to point out, so Brian, after the last episode at Rhodes, when I said I'm a scaredy cat and the whole
should we indicate who Brian is? Who's Brian?
Brian.
You're Brian.
Yes.
Okay. So somebody who was watching. Okay.
He bought me a shirt that says scaredy cat on it because I said I'm a scaredy cat. I don't want to sleep in that freaking prostitute's room. So he bought me this shirt. So apparently I'm going to have to wear that for Britt, alongside Britt. But everybody has those amazing shirts to wear.
Yeah.
On one of those nights together that we're all going to sign.
Yep.
And Britt, yours is
freaking
amazing. Yes, he's got one. Remember?
I don't, honestly.
You saw it last week.
Do you remember?
I don't remember yesterday.
It says, I may be running the camera, but I'll be running past you if a ghost shows up.
That's right. That's right.
Because he nearly the next one we get him down the stairs to get out of the room.
That's right. James. He did, actually. He did. That was hilarious. Oh, my God. He hates dolls. We need to get him one. I wash my hands with holy water.
You know what? If you guys watch that again, the creepy part about that scene is that they're in there, and those dolls, they were making those things go off all by themselves. The REM pod was going off. The K2 was all going off. That stuff was going off, and there was no reason for it, except the dolls were pushing those buttons or something. Which is why Tyler ran like a baby. I would have too. I mean, he knocked over a handicapped man. Yeah. A one-legged man. He pushed a one-legged man over to get down the stairs before everybody else. It was funny, too. The camera just followed him all the way down the stairs. But then, he was down there. Oh, well, James was down. No, James was upstairs. Who was downstairs? Nobody was downstairs. Were you down there, JV?
I was down there.
JV was.
Yeah, because when they came down around the corner, I saw them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, my God. That was fun times there. The Rhodes Hotel, man. If you're on an organized team and you want to go investigate a place that's pretty active, go to the Rhodes Hotel. That place was really surprisingly active.
And you didn't
stuff
get
I can't
felt
figure out
up at all, Britt?
Not that I'm admitting to.
You didn't get felt up at all?
Not that I'm admitting to. I have a girlfriend that watches the show.
Well, it would be a ghost
saying I'm getting felt up. Would it be okay if your boyfriend got felt up by a ghost? What if you looked over and he was getting a Hummer from a ghost? I know you don't right now, but hypothetically, would you be okay with your boyfriend getting felt up by a ghost right next to you? And then he's getting aroused by it. Would you be okay with that?
You know what? I wouldn't be.
I can't compete with that.
I don't see it.
But you see everything.
Yeah, I'd be. You know what? I'd be think. I don't know what I would think about something like that. I may whip out a video camera.
Now you're a producer. Jeez, OnlyFans, fans only. Yeah. No, the reality is no. If I got felt up, I slept through it. I slept through it. If I did, I didn't. I did not consciously feel anything in that room. But I'm as sensitive as this workbench I'm working on right now. So I mean, it could have happened. I just didn't. I didn't perceive it.
And you didn't either, JV? Nobody else did?
I certainly didn't get felt up. I did think at one point the doors into the bedrooms had transom windows above the door, and that used to be used for ventilation. And at one point, I did think I saw, or at the time I thought I saw a head peeking up over that, and I thought, that frickin' Brit, what the hell is he trying to do? And I was gonna spitball you, and I was waiting for like a knock on the door and some giggles and all this stuff, and that never happened. So I'm not really sure what that was, but no feeling up.
Interesting. Well, I know none of us had the cojones to sleep in the priest's or Everett's room or the prostitute's room. And after Mike said, Rebecca, why are you staying in that room? Why don't you sleep in a quiet room? I'm like, oh my God, if you're telling me I shouldn't sleep in the prostitute's room, I'm not sleeping in the prostitute's room. I was scared. I was nervous. I don't want to get choked.
Yeah, everybody was a little bit nervous in that place.
I slept great.
Yeah, I slept fine once I went to sleep and had some air conditioning in the room, which was a godsend. I will tell you that.
Yeah, thank God for air conditioning.
Man, it was hot. But it was a great experience. I do want to. I'm laughing a little bit here because Mary Grace in our what chat is this? This is Twitch chat. Says, JV, your bat phone can be a direct line to the other side. Now, if you, I'll put the full screen up here. If you look over my right shoulder, there's a red phone up here. And I've had that there for a long time. And the other day when I was doing a test, and I forgot I had done this, it was either yesterday or the day before, I asked folks, I said, what should I say that is a direct connection to? Not the president, forget the president. What should that red phone be a direct connection to? Right there, that hotline.
Who was the social service worker in Beetlejuice? The one that had the book for the recently departed? What was her name?
No idea. Rebecca, do you know?
That's who it should be. It is the social service worker in Beetlejuice that everybody was waiting for.
The one that talks like this and she's smoking through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one? Yeah.
What was her name? That's who it should be, the contact. The gatekeeper. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up to see what Mary Grace suggested. It should be the bat phone. It should be a direct line to the other side. We'll just say it goes. This is the direct line.
Which that would be the other side.
To the other side.
That's what she was. Yeah. The gatekeeper to the other side.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. It's right here. I didn't even have to her name is Juno. Afterlife caseworker whom the Maitlands go to for help in dealing with the afterlife and for assistance removing the Dietzes from their home. Her name is Juno.
Social services worker Juno.
They're
remaking Beetlejuice?
No, they're not.
They're doing a remake, and Michael Keaton's gonna be Beetlejuice again.
Oh, is Winona Ryder gonna play?
Well, hold on. Are they remaking it, or are they making a sequel?
Ooh, maybe. I
can't imagine Michael Keaton would be the remake of his own movie. I would think that would be a sequel.
I don't know. I just know they're making a part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Iowa Joe says it's not a remake, it's a sequel. Iowa Joe also says, regarding the camera thing, he doesn't want any more angles of Brit. He's seen too much of Brit from various angles. So I'm just passing on the message.
Iowa Joe.
Well, we saw all of his. We saw his hair and his butt and whatnot. So there we go.
Whatnot. Oh my god.
That was for Iowa Joe.
You guys are like 12.
12.
12. So are we doing the morning question?
Yeah,
today?
Let's
are we doing that here?
What do you mean? Are we doing that here?
In this segment.
Yeah. Well, what, are we going to take a commercial break? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, I'm okay with it if you want.
We're in when does the A block end?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do some morning questions. So we just kind of randomly picked out a few of these and also grabbed some of the comments so we can talk about them. We'll tell you what we think, and we'll share some of the comments that you all made, and open up a little bit of discussion. Feel free to continue to comment and chat about these things. But here's one of them. One of the morning questions was, do you take precautions before trying to investigate or contact ghosts and spirits, or do you have protection rituals, and if so, what are they? Rebecca, what do you think about that? I mean, I've seen you protect during an investigation. Do you do stuff ahead of time too?
No, usually, I really rely on my inner faith. I believe that God, that Christ are in all of us, and that my faith is what I walk into every investigation with, or I would not be doing this. So when I am investigating with you guys and maybe we come across something and I will say a prayer or do something to envelop that protection in all of us. But most of the time I don't go in and do like saging and cleansing. I just walk in with my faith.
I do have to say that
some people go in with crosses and stuff. I don't. I go in with just God.
Well, I have to say at one time, and I don't know how you feel about this, you might want to share your thoughts, but when we did the Rock Island YMCA in Rock Island, Illinois, and Rob was isolated doing the Estes method in the basement by himself, and he started to feel really, really uncomfortable. And you said you're protected by the white light of Christ. And I'm not exactly sure what words you used, but something to that effect. And the voice that Rob heard in the spirit box was turn out the light, get rid of the light, which was a pretty freaky moment. Yeah.
Well, I just know that I just go by what I know spirit is capable of. So when he was down there and he was afraid, they'll feed on that, as most paranormal investigators know. So it was just my thought right away was to just envelop him more in what I was doing for myself and everyone else. And that's why I was like, oh my God, because those things were coming up behind me too. Yeah. And I just want to reiterate to them that we're good. We're protected. Does not mean that something isn't going to follow us home. It just means that we're protected.
Britt, other than breaking Rule 16, what type of protections do you use?
I think I'm a lot like Rebecca in that as long as you're strong up here and strong in here, you're fine. Mm-hmm. And as long as you don't open yourself up and say to whatever's out there, control me, like the Ouija board, using your body as the catalyst to control the I always screw the word up, the planchette.
Planchette.
Planchette. Thank you, planchette. As long as you don't open yourself up, I think you're. My personal opinion.
Placenta is something very different, Britt. Just so you don't get those two confused.
Yeah. You don't want to put your hand on a placenta.
I wouldn't be using one of those on a witchboard at all. No.
No, that'd be really messy. But as long as you're strong in your, don't get drunk and go investigate. Don't do acid. It's like go. Because you really overly, you really offset your brain, and then you open yourself up. Oh, I left my ringer on.
I agree.
But on the flip side, I mean, or if you get in a big blowout with your significant other, you're just not right in the head. It's a bad day. You're compromised. Don't go investigate. But on the flip side, the Native Americans would do the sweat huts and then the peyote to offset. But that's a very controlled religious thing that they do with shaman that are guiding you. So I understand, getting a little jacked up the Native American way, but you're being guided and protected by the shaman. You yourself, drinking a fifth of whiskey and dropping a Quaalude and walking into a place to investigate, probably not the smartest thing in the world to do.
Vulnerable. No.
Yeah. All right, so pulling up some of the comments from some of the folks that were chatting or commenting on the post itself and the question. Esther says, I'm not an investigator, but my house will sometimes get some funky energy in it, so I will pray the Hail Mary in a very stern voice, and I will say, if you are with God, you may stay. If not, you must leave. I did have some holy water, hoping to get some blessed salt, but Mom used the holy water and blessed her beloved crabapple tree. So that's not Mom used the holy water to bless the crabapple tree, Esther? Is that what you're telling us here?
Hey, it's no longer crabby.
Yeah, I guess not. Lala, who is one of our subscribers and a good friend, said, just telling the space that nothing is allowed to harm me, attach to me, or follow me home. Based on the last investigation I did, none of that worked because he did all of the above. What do you think of that, Rebecca? I mean, you can take all the precautions, and as you mentioned, you still might have something like that happen, right?
Well, yes, absolutely. The thing about these energies, though, most human energies, I believe, my own experiences, they bounce back. Children, maybe not so much. I've had children stick around a long time, but most of the time, if they're just human, they can't. If they're stuck someplace, they have to attach to something to leave. That's why if you go to an antique shop and buy something that they're attached to, if you bring it home, they're now in your home. If they go with you, they attach to you and leave. They may find something in your home and love it more and attach to that. They sometimes are stuck, and to move, they have to attach to us.
Janet from Halifax, Nova Scotia, thank you for the kind words, and I'm glad you're enjoying everything we're doing. Thank you so much. Here's another comment on the question. My best protection, this is from Laura Montgomery White. My best protection ritual is staying home and letting the pros handle it. Then I watch their investigation videos while eating popcorn. Britt, that is the technique right there. Sit home in the comfortable couch in the air conditioning, eating some kind of snack. That'll keep you safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that? I want to go out there and experience it. I want to go for the ride. I want to grab that lightning and go. But I totally understand, if you don't have the budget or you don't have the health or you don't have the means or I totally get sitting back watching us do it. I'm good with that. Help us do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you become a subscriber, you can give us suggestions when we're looking at the next locations, because that's what we do behind the paywall. We talk with our subscribers about what they want to see, equipment that they want us to use, stuff like that. So you can help us and you become part of the investigation. But yeah, I like the adrenaline and the rush, which is why I race lawnmowers. I mean, it's because it's an adrenaline rush because, this last race weekend, we just had a guy crash and break his hip. So, there's that adrenaline rush. Yeah, it was a crazy accident.
Yeah, we're gonna be at one of these investigations, Rebecca, wheeling Britt around in a gurney with his body cast.
That could happen.
Setting him in a room. All right, so Mark Bradley, this is a long post, an answer to the question, but I highlighted the part that I wanted to chat about. It says, I've seen it too many times in the past where people have asked for protection from a medium and gone on to provoke and then wondered why it wasn't effective. That's a really good point, Rebecca. If asking for protection is one thing, but behaving poorly during an investigation is liable to lead to poor results or unwanted results. And that's kind of what Mark's saying there.
No, I agree. There's only so much a person can do. And I would think that if I was investigating with someone who was, taking part of some jackassery and I think igniting a situation, you don't know what you're dealing with, I would probably back off. I don't think I'd want to be a part of an investigation dealing with somebody who was screaming and yelling at the energies to try to provoke. Why even do that? You're dealing with humans. If they shot people in life, they're going to throw something at you. They're going to come at you. And I don't want to deal with any of that. I'm there to find out what they're doing. Why are you still here? Who are you? But I don't know. I don't want to deal with people who provoke. That's just, I'll walk away from that.
Yeah, it's inappropriate on so many levels. Here's another comment from Terry Brakefield. Bulatko, I guess. Yes, it's a very good idea because you never really know what you may be getting into. Better safe than sorry. I think those are probably good words to live by, regardless of what you're doing. Here's another great comment from the Witches Familiar Paranormal Research. Yes, because sometimes you don't really know what you may come across while investigating or what their intent is. We carry black tourmaline, onyx, and amethyst. I also have a medicine bag my great-grandpa made for me. Also carry sage in case we feel it necessary after an investigation. I have to admit, Britt, I don't know a whole lot about the herbs and those practices. I'm just not very well schooled in that. I hear sage brought up a lot. I hear crystals mentioned often.
You know what works really well? Sour Patch gummies.
Ooh.
You carry those around,
yes.
And the ghosts just, instead of harassing you, they just take them. And by the time you get done with your investigation, the bag is empty, and the ghost ate them all.
Okay, Rebecca, speaking of that, what were those licorice things you got? You brought back?
Aren't they the best?
They're so good. What were they? They were Twizzler something, but it wasn't normal. Pull-aparts.
No, they're the pull-aparts. They're soft and wonderful, and you can pull them apart. They are not regular Twizzlers. I could eat bags of them.
I thought I was buying those because the grocery store here locally had a sale on Twizzlers, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get those things Rebecca bought. And I thought I had the right ones, and I just ended up with regular
they're
Twizzlers.
Round.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no, they're round.
There's a big confusion. What were they, strawberry or cherry, the ones that you got? Do you know?
Cherry.
They were the cherry ones. Okay.
They're cherry.
All right.
Yep.
That's what.
And they're round, and they look like little, like tubes put together.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best.
Okay, so Tim Irie, I think that's the way you say Tim's name, said, I have an opening prayer or read for everybody. I also carry many crystals and a St. Michael and Guardian Angel coins. My ghost bag has a cross pinned on it. I think when you get into religious symbolism, I think that's probably some of your best weapons against anything that might harm you. I don't know. I don't carry those things with me when I investigate. I'm like, I think everybody kind of said it here. I tend to believe in my own willpower, my own self-control, my own personal defenses seem to serve me pretty well.
Yeah.
But I am a believer. I am a Christian, and I am a believer in those things. And I suppose if I was in a really sticky situation, that's probably what I would go to.
Yeah, and you hand a cross or something to somebody that's a non-believer, and it's pointless. It's useless. It's just a thing. So you really have to have a belief in whatever it is that it has the properties to dispel negative energies anyway. So to each his own.
This next comment I think is going to provoke some real conversation here. Ian Thompson said, "Do you take precautions or do rituals when conversing with a stranger on the street?" And Rhonda replied, absolutely. Lala said, yes, it's called resting bitch face, which I can appreciate. But here's my, I think that's a very different scenario. When you're talking to a person who's still in human form, who's still alive by our definition of alive, it's very different than a spirit energy that has a very different way of affecting you psychologically, spiritually, and even physically. So I don't think those are apples to apples, Brett. I think that's a little bit different.
How do you know that person you're talking to on the street is alive and not an apparition?
Then it wouldn't be a stranger on the street, I suppose. That would be an apparition.
I mean, well, but to you it would be if you. I mean, I'm playing a little devil's advocate here.
Yeah, but don't because he played the devil's advocate, and we're supposed to be.
Yeah, no, but I can see what he's asking. How do you know? I mean, anybody that approaches me, I give them the look over. But again, as long as you're strong in here and strong in here, you're fine. What are you gonna do? Everybody that walks up, point a cross at him? What if that cross gets taken away from you?
I think you should start doing that.
Then do you not have the power anymore? So it can be. I mean, just be strong in here, and give everybody the once over.
Yeah.
And if they look janky, you keep them at arm's length. Move away. So, I mean, I get what he's saying, and I mean, there's legitimacy to that. I mean, look what's happening now in New York and L.A. and Boston and Detroit. I mean, there's people just coming up out of nowhere, beating people up.
Yeah, but he's saying, I interpreted his comments as the opposite of that. He's saying, you don't do that with those folks. Why would you do it with a ghost or a spirit energy? Not that you should do it with a stranger.
You know what? Let me point this out. When I go out in public, I put on protection, especially if I'm going to Walmart or a crowded place. I put on protection because people
Chanel number
are
5?
crazy.
What?
Or is
No, because you're dealing with people who have just been fighting. Maybe they've been drinking. Maybe they're abusive. Maybe they're not. Whatever their thing is, they're exuding it, and a lot of times they're in their own world. It does not matter where I go. I will always find some mom and a screaming child and her losing her mind. It doesn't matter where I go. I usually have to stop. Like, really? Why? Why is this impatient person here with this kid? Do I have to go take them and put a bottle in their mouth? Or is mom going to step up? And I just walk away. I have to protect myself when I'm out because of people's energies. And that's why I don't like to go out in public. People.
Yeah. Our
don't like people.
Our good friend John Russell, his answer was just simply no. So John does not worry about any kind of protections when he investigates. This is going taking a lot longer than I thought it would, which is fine. I'm just not going to do all of the ones we had prepared here. But here's another one. Let's see, dream communication. Have you ever had a spirit communicate to you through a dream? And if so, what was the message? This is one that I actually like to talk about. And when my parents passed away, and they both passed away within a couple of years of each other, and they were both kind of young in their late 60s, and it was it was a tough time for me. And I thought as soon as they passed away, whether it was my dad who passed away first or my mom, that I'd start having all these dreams. It took 2 years after my mother, who was the second one to pass away, before I had my first dream. And when I actually had that dream, it was the most comforting. I don't know how long it lasts because your sense of time is very different when you're dreaming. It could have been all night. It could have been a split second. I don't know. But whatever it was, I woke up feeling more comforted from that dream. And it was simply nothing than hugging my parents. That's all it was. It was me hugging them. And but there was so much more in that hug than what just a normal hug is. It's very hard to explain, but I am sure that many of the folks listening, and probably you too as well, have had similar dreams and know what I'm talking about. So yeah, dreams are pretty cool, and it's a very mysterious energy that can come through, at least in my estimation. I don't know if either you want to add to that. Wow. Britt, are you crying?
I was waiting for Rebecca to go because she would be the one that's really in tune with the dream more than I.
All I can say to that, JV, is normally that communication with them is 30 seconds long, and it feels like it's much longer sometimes. And it's right as we are waking to switch into another dream state, and they are able to kick in while we are lucid dreaming, where we're still asleep, the brain is still off to the idea that we can't see dead people, and we're able to see them and go, wait a second, you're dead, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And then it hits us that we can actually communicate with them, and then we either wake up or we fall back asleep. And it's so cool.
It is.
And let me ask you this, JB, were they younger when they came through to you?
They weren't sick. They weren't,
No, were they younger?
I think so. It's kind of even hard for me to even remember that part of it. The actual, it was more of a feeling than anything else. I mean, I do remember seeing them, and I do remember hugging them. And it was it felt like a really long embrace with each of them. And I felt like during that embrace, all this energy and love was coming back to me that I hadn't had in a long time from them. So it was really quite an experience. Yeah. Britt, you ever have a dream like that, or do you just normally dream about donuts?
No, actually, I dream about you, JB, eating donuts. Actually, technically eating whole pizzas in the middle of the night.
I love eating whole pizzas. Yeah. There's no question about that.
You know, it's actually funny because I read that question. What was it? 2 days ago? You put that up yesterday?
A couple days.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, it was. 2
days ago. And that night, I dreamt about my dead aunt, Maureen, and my grandpa, my dad's dad, in the same dream. They were both in the same dream.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was weird.
Cool.
And I really haven't dreamt about any in a long time. I normally have nightmares, but you know.
Yeah. One of our great supporters, Ida Reagan, by the way, Ida was my grandmother's name, said the first time my mom came into my dream, I cried all night. No communication. My heart wasn't ready. I don't know if that's sad or comforting, Ida. I wish you were in chat to tell us how you felt about that. You said you cried all night, but at the same time, having any kind of contact with a parent who's passed, I think is probably a bit cathartic and somewhat healing, I would imagine. But I don't know without you here to tell us. Let's see. Bren Kelly said, yes, after my brother passed away, he showed me his view from his hospital bed. We were all with him the day he passed. His view of the bed was bright, no one in the room any longer. And then him at home walking out of his bedroom, looking like himself, smiling. So I know he made it back home. That's got to be comforting, Bren. That's got to be really comforting.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you guys feel free to jump in on any of these if you want to comment. Julie Palmer Ross said, yes, it was actually a relative of my husband's whom I had never met. I had described her to my husband and told him her name, which escapes me now. He told me who she was to him. She told me to be patient and things would work out. I was, and they did. I don't know if you're referring to you were having problems at the time, but either way, I'm glad.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that happened that way for you.
I love Julie. How they do that informative thing too. They'll inform you. The night before 9/11, my dad came into a dream, and every time he shows up, I'm like, oh my God, why are you here? And we were walking through an airplane hangar, and it had glass ceilings. And as we were walking through, this plane came through and crashed in the runway. And we started running. And when I turned around, he was gone. And then the next day was 9/11.
Wow. That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, it makes it hard. Sometimes you get these funky dreams. And if you're a person who dreams like your visions come true and you have dreams like that, you're like, oh my gosh, do I trust this? Do I warn? Who do I warn?
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
Right.
Where is it going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to call 911 and say,
okay, crazy lady.
Okay, crazy lady.
Okay, and then you're going to get visited by the Secret Service or the FBI or something.
Exactly, and that's why people don't report anything, because they just are so unsure.
Yeah.
I'm not a real dreamer like that. That's not my gift. But there are people who dream things all the time. They just don't know what it is. That's that's a great question to ask, maybe. But people who have these repetitious dreams that happen, and then some that don't, and they, trying to discern that.
Yeah. Mickey said, I lost my identical twin after birth. I was 50 when I had a dream of her. It was very peaceful, and I got the hug that I've always wanted. That's pretty cool, too.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Let's see. Ed, who I actually said hello to, he's from, what was the name of the paranormal group? I've forgotten now.
Over the road? On the road?
Over the Road Paranormal? Is that what it was? Yeah. Ed says, I parked on an on-ramp in the middle of the night and went to sleep, not aware of my surroundings. I dreamt of seeing a large number of human shapes, male and female, of different sizes. That seemed to be looking for someone or something. When I woke up and checked my mirrors, I was parked across the road from a cemetery. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
I love that.
Little scary, but pretty cool, for sure.
It's awesome.
Subscriber Alice says, I've had dreams of things that haven't happened yet. It's kind of what you were just saying, Rebecca. Prophetic dreams or precognition. Those are always cool. Those are always really, really cool. And again, you don't know what to do with it. You just don't know what to do with it.
You know what? I'll tell you, I had a really cool dream one time. I was out, we were Bigfooting, and I was in a room by myself, and there was people in another room across the hall. And we'd been out Bigfooting that night. We were in bed, and my window to my headboard window, boop, boop, led right straight up the ridge where all of these Bigfoot supposedly were hanging out. And I dreamt, because they're telepathic, I had this flippin' dream that I was walking with him up to the back of the house, looking in the window at me sleeping. And I told everybody, I'm like, oh my gosh, this dude was like looking in the window right here over my head. But that was very cool. That was like super real. It woke me up. It freaked me out a little bit.
Wow.
But it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, are you sure that wasn't JB? Because I've seen him without a shirt on, and he's pretty hairy.
I am actually the least. I mean, even for an Italian, I've got no chest hair. None. No back hair, no chest hair. None.
We have to get him. Oh, that's the shirt. We have to get you one of those hairy shirts that has like all the hair all over it that looks like you're naked.
God.
Oh, God.
Rob, if you're watching, we need to find a hairy man chest shirt.
A hairy man chest shirt. Let's see. Aurora, who's watching on Facebook, says my mom has had my dad visit her 3 times in her dream since he passed in 2020. I told her that I know I am woo-woo, but I told her how beautiful it was that dad visited her. I hope one day she believes me. It's kind of, I mean, Aurora, she's going to take out of it what she wants to. I can't even if it's, she just believes it's something in her subconscious. She has to get some comfort from being able to dream about her husband. I would think so if he passed.
Yeah.
There's some value to that as well. Roxanna Williamson Geisler, who is one of our great subscribers, said, yes, my husband's grandmother told us we had $80,000 coming to us. I woke up so excited. 2 weeks later, we were told $8,000. It was just a tad off. I should have listened better. I don't know if that means you only got $8,000 of the 80, or if another dream happened and the grandmother said, hey, Roxanna, no, you were wrong. It's not 80, it's 8. Listen better. I'm not sure which of those two things happened, but if you got any money after a dream, I would call that a win. Britt's been trying to have that dream for a long time.
Yeah, I have that dream every night. It never comes true.
Well, don't you have that $1 in a dream every night? Don't you do that every night? Isn't that what the lottery? Yeah, the lottery slogan is $1 in a dream.
Oh,
it's
$1 in a dream.
It's probably $5 in a dream now. I don't think it's $1 anymore to buy a lottery ticket. But
just a donor.
Are you a boner? What did you say you were?
Whoa!
A boner. I have a boner, and I am a donor.
Why do you have
a donor to gambling?
A donor.
Donor, not a boner.
I'm like, why would you?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I think
it's been a while.
Okay, so we've been on for almost an hour here. What we had said we were going to do. I want to get your pulse on this. We were going to do a subscriber only Q&A thing. I'm not sure if we need to. It's up to you guys. If most of our subscribers have been hanging out here. You need to eat. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, that's a T-shirt we need to get for Rebecca.
Yeah, I need to eat again. It's been 15 minutes. I need to eat.
Yeah. No, I was just sitting here and all of a sudden I can feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to sit here and figure out what we're talking about that's pulling on my energy, but my blood sugar is just kind of dropping. So I'm sitting here thinking, I got to eat. I don't know why.
No, please don't leave. Please don't leave. Are you talking to us, Lala? You don't want us to leave, or is somebody else leaving? I don't know what you're saying.
Well, I think what we should do is, our subscribers that are here, one of the benefits of being a subscriber is that when we do the live, when we go behind the paywall and do that live stream, we can communicate with them and talk to them about the next investigation and what they want to see us do, what kind of equipment, what kind of. So we could, I think we should have that conversation with them, because that investigation is like, what, 2 weekends away or some shit like that?
Yeah, it is. It's coming up quickly. It's 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I think we should do that for them, because and we appreciate their support. And Allison, who, we read her comment. Thank you for the support. And yeah, I think we should definitely jump behind the paywall and then have that conversation with them about tactics for the upcoming investigation.
Tactics. Good word. Okay. All right. Well, let's do that.
Tactics.
All right. So for everyone who's joined us here, thanks for doing that. I hope you had enjoyed it, and will join us again next time we're streaming, which won't be too far from now. What am I saying? I'm trying to read and talk at the same time, and the words are getting jumbled.
But if you want to join us behind on the subscription section, just hit the little subscription button on Facebook. This is all on Facebook. So you can come. We're going to be there for about a half hour.
Yep. All right. Here we go. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you. We'll see you all.